So, Keith, I want to ask you about communication. You used to put essentially daily updates on your website with a detailed status of every single well, and it was really good. Your last official press release was on October 3rd, at which time you said the Palani and Hualalai wells were back. You reduced the severe water restriction notice to a request that people cut back 25%. So the first question is, why did you not issue an update when 2 additional wells failed shortly after October 3rd?
So, yeah, that was a decision made with, of course, I don't make these major decisions in a vacuum. It's getting the information, discussing it internally. And basically, that was a decision made because we're very comfortable. Throughout this whole process, we got to understand our water system a lot better and its capabilities. Our capabilities of our staff and our personnel to manage the water system and move water around in the system as needed. And what we knew is we were very comfortable with, even after the wells went down in the first and second week in October, by monitoring the tank levels 3 times a day, by discussing with staff, is that we're very comfortable that the situation was stable and that the public was not in any there wasn't any adverse impact expected to the public, such as water outage or things like that. So our thought at the time was a press release was not needed when the 2 wells went down, because the situation of the system was stable, and it was still a 25% restriction, which was what we put out on October 3rd, which was downgraded from the emergency restriction, where we asked folks to stop irrigation and things like that, was still applicable. The reason I think we were more day-to-day updates or more frequent updates during the emergency water restriction was because that was a much higher level of concern, and which is why we called it an emergency water restriction, and limited. We tried to ask people to limit their usage to really health and sanitary needs. So thus we felt it's a different situation now with a regular 25% reduction or restriction calling for a 25% reduction than the emergency water restriction. So we actually thought that the system was stable. We're confident that Honokohau was coming on anytime soon, right after Ke'ahu'olu went down, which is our 1400 GPM high capacity. And really at that time, we're just, it was close to running already. And basically we're making sure that the disinfection procedures was going through and coming out clean. So we're very comfortable that the system was stable, which is why we didn't feel the need to issue a press release the second week of October when Ke'ahu'olu went down.
The timing of that was very close to the Ironman Triathlon World Championship, and a lot of people on the island had been expressing concern that that would put strain on the water system. Did the proximity to Ironman impact your decision to not issue a release as you had done with every single well change for the past 10 months?
No, it really didn't. But what we did was we made sure we monitored the tank levels every day, 3 times a day, because we knew, the event was on the 14th, but we knew that the uptick in I guess the people in the area started before that. So again, we knew that the water tank levels were stable throughout that week going into Ironman. We're very confident, again, going through the weekend, we're monitoring the tank levels 3 times a day throughout the weekend, and they all remain stable throughout Ironman, the week prior to the week prior. So again, that all fed into the decision that we're comfortable. Our system is operating fine. The tank levels are fine. We're okay. We have enough for fire protection. We have enough for everybody's needs. So again, all that fed into the decision to not provide an update after the Ke'ahu'olu well went down.
As I said, you were in the past doing really daily events on the website, whether or not you issued a press release, and those events have completely disappeared from your website. Why are they no longer there?
No special intended purpose. Again, it's if there's an a change in the situation that we feel could cause impact to the public or the community or our customers, we definitely will be adding information to, the press as well as our website.
I have to say, Keith, I think you guys have been extremely open since January when you first started issuing releases, but not issuing anything between October 3rd and October 31st, I believe, has probably led to a lack of trust from the Big Island community. So what do you do now to reestablish trust with the Big Island community about openness of communications?
That's a tough question. We continue to try and be as open as possible. If I guess moving forward, if the need again is there that the community needs to be informed, we'll definitely issue press releases and things like that. Yeah, so the public trust is very important to us, and I apologize if any of our actions have decreased that. Our primary mission really is to provide safe, potable drinking water, continuous supply at a reasonable cost, and we remain committed to that. And I guess we feel that that's really our main purpose. And if you open your tap, water comes out, you have no doubt that you can put it in a cup and drink it. And when your water bill comes, it's still relatively fair compared to some of your other bills. That's really our mission. We try to be as best as we can about communication and openness, and we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to try and be better. If there's a legitimate concern from any of the community, feel free to contact our office at any time, and we'll provide you information at your request. It can be about a specific pump or motor rather than the overall situation, and we'll give that information freely. We won't hold anything back if somebody asks. But a press release notifying the whole general public, that's something, decision was made by me where because it goes out to everybody, then it really needs to have an impact to everybody. So again, we apologize if there's any decrease in the public trust. We're here to serve you fresh, potable water, and we're going to continue to do that.